Hello, hello. Hi. Today I will be teaching you how to create your own clothing brand with hand painted clothes, or rather, how to sell your hand painted clothes. So, this is not for people who are doing drop shipping or just mass production, mass selling. It's more for smaller artists who are hand painting and building their own community and really like personalized work. And just a disclaimer, this is my own personal view. This is how I did it. And everybody has their own ways. There are a million different gurus out there teaching you their own ways. So this is just my perspective. I hope it can be helpful. I think it will be. But yeah, so that's just, there's no one way to do it, but this is how I did it and how I think it could be helpful for you. So first things first, social media. Yeah, I know. No artist wants to do it. I actually do like to create videos, but most artists, they don't want to create videos. They don't want to create content. But we live in a day and age where this is going to help you so much to sell your art. I know that it can be, you can have a successful business without social media and sell your art in many different ways without ever creating an Instagram account. But this is my way. This is how I did it. I think it's the easiest way, especially if you're kind of socially awkward and don't want to go into big galleries and meetings and I don't know. So I've spent years and years listening to different gurus, watching so many videos of how to grow in social media fast and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And once again, they all have their own different take. And I'm not here to teach you how to do your social media. I just want to give you a few quick tips that I think are really helpful. So first thing that I hear a lot of gurus saying is that you should focus on one social media platform first. And then once you're comfortable with that, move on to the next one. I don't really agree with that, because the same reel that you're going to post on Instagram, the same one, like with just 1 minute extra effort, you can post it on Facebook, YouTube, even Pinterest, TikTok, just like have it in all of these different platforms and have so much more views just by spending almost no extra time on it. So if you want, you can focus on the one that you feel more comfortable with, and learn how to do and learn their algorithms and whatnot. But you can still post all of that content to all of the social media. And now I'm going to tell you why. So I started off with Instagram, I don't know, many years ago. I've had different Instagram accounts because I did so many mistakes until I finally now feel stable in it. And the thing is that I was always focusing on Instagram. I know how the Instagram algorithm works, and I was trying to grow my audience on Instagram. But at one point I decided, you know what, I have this content. Because on Instagram you can just post it on your Facebook page as well. So I just literally one click of a button and it posts automatically. And then just uploading the same content to YouTube and even Pinterest. That was a surprising one because not enough people use it, but it can be really good because you can upload a direct link with each post. So anytime that a person opens your post, they can directly go to that product page, which I know that in Instagram, they have the Instagram store, but I honestly feel like Pinterest is so much better. So what was I saying? Yeah, so the thing is that I always assumed I'm going to grow my audience on Instagram because that's what I was focusing on. But then I realized that my Facebook audience is getting so much bigger and growing so much faster. And I thought, who even uses Facebook anymore? I don't use it. Like, I just had it because it's so easy to publish it from Instagram. I just opened this page up and I never even responded to any comments or checked my messages or anything. And then one day I go and check and I have like 30,000 more followers because I had, like, it was just a new page. I had maybe 200 when I last checked. And then one day, all of a sudden, 30,000. Of course, it's not like insane, but still, I was not expecting that. And then I was like, okay, so I guess people still do use Facebook. So that's my point. You never know in which social platform your audience is going to resonate the most. So the same kind of content can perform really good in one social media and not so good in the other one. So it doesn't always mean that you have bad content. Sometimes it's just not the right audience. If you're performing bad in all of them, then maybe you need to change a bit your tactics. But anyways, I'm not here to teach you about social media. That was just my quick tip, to post on all of the social medias that you can find. So yeah, now it's a few months later. I have around 60,000 followers on Facebook, only about 26 or something on Instagram, about 10 on TikTok, and YouTube. Honestly, I kind of forgot to post on there because there was an error from my phone. I couldn't post directly, so I had to put the videos on my computer and then post them from there. It was like so much fuss, so I don't have too many. But now here I am again posting on YouTube. Anyways, so it's a big gap, between the 10K followers in TikTok to more than 60K on Facebook from the same content. And most of my sales that I make, it's through Facebook. Like, who would have thought? But yeah. And then 2 more quick things about social media. Be consistent. I know that this is like the number one thing that everybody always says, but seriously, if you, I don't know, post for 6 months and you don't see your account growing, it doesn't mean that within the next month it's not gonna grow. If you are consistent for years, okay, I know that a lot of people are saying, oh, how to get 60,000 followers within 30 days. It can happen, sure, but most likely it's not gonna happen so quickly. If you just stick with it, be consistent for years and years. Think about that if you're ready to do it. I promise you that you will see results. So it depends, how badly do you want it? Are you ready to post maybe for 2-5 years until your account actually finally grows? And by the way, by being consistent, I don't mean that you need to post 3 or 5 times a week. It can be just once or twice a week. And yeah, just always stick with the routine. If you only post once a week, then post once a week for a whole year and more until you see the results. And then if you can up it, perfect. But always stay consistent. Okay. And then the third quick thing is just to be yourself. Like, if you're just starting off, don't try to pretend to be this huge millionaire that is doing so well. I see all of these people on Instagram trying to brag, oh no, I made 100 sales. And then you see they have like 10,000 followers. And I don't think that you did do that. So it just seems so fake. And people aren't going to trust you and aren't going to buy from you. Be yourself. Just, if you're weird, just be weird. People are going to love that. If you're super talkative, just like go film yourself talking while you're making the stuff. Just be yourself. That's all that you need to be. Now that there's so many fake things and AI and God knows what, just be yourself, whatever that is. If you're quiet, if you don't want to show your face, that's fine. You don't have to. Do whatever you want. Now we're getting to the next step. You actually need to sell. You can't just upload your stuff, your art, and expect people to buy it. Of course, it can happen that you upload an artwork and people message you, hey, how can I buy this? But the harder you make it for the customer to buy it, the less sales you're going to make. So what I mean is that, for example, if you want to sell something and you don't even, like, if you have already artwork that is actually up for sale, but you don't put it anywhere, like you upload, I don't know, a photo or a video, and you don't put it neither in the caption or in the video or nowhere that it's actually up for sale, then the person actually has to think, hey, I want to buy this, and then find you, message you. It's so many steps and so much effort for that person to try to buy your stuff that, yeah, it's just maybe not going to happen, or maybe one person is going to buy it, that it's just way too difficult. So what you want to do is make the process as easy as possible and as little steps as possible. So, for example, as well, if you put in the caption up for sale, that's not enough, because how can the person know how to buy it? Then again, they need to go to your profile and message you, hey, I want to buy this. It's too much. Most likely, if a person is just like scrolling through reels, their attention span is like 3 seconds, they're not going to stop and go to your profile and message you, blah, blah. No. For example, what I personally works for me, I have I'm not sponsored by the way, but I use ManyChat. It's so easy. So I just have it set up that, for example, I post a process video and I put in the end, I don't know, let's say that I painted an octopus on a shirt. So then I say, comment octopus if you're interested in the shirt. So then in that way, the only thing that the person needs to do is comment the word octopus, and then ManyChat is automatically going to send them the link where they can buy the shirt if they want to. So that's super, super easy. I think that that's the best and easiest way. You can also set up Instagram shop, but then I feel like the button is not always super visible, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. you can find your own way that works. My only advice is to make it as simple as possible. Any extra action that the person needs to do can lose you customers. Okay, I know I talked a lot about growing on social media, making sales, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I don't want you to stress about this. Be conscious about it, but don't start your day with checking how many sales you made, how many new followers you got. This is going to be so stressful for you. You're going to get demotivated so fast if you don't get the results that you want. What I want you to do is just publish your things, try to sell, put your stuff out there, and then let's say every month, just check in how are you doing. But as well, not that you have this mindset that you had to make, I don't know, like let's say $500 in sales and gain 10,000 more followers. No, just see if you are growing, what is performing well, what is not performing so well, what you can improve. Just analyze it from a business perspective, not from an emotional state that, oh yeah, I want this now, it needs to happen. No, just think about it logically, see what you can improve, and that's it. Just analyze it. Don't stress about it. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is pricing. I know it can be really difficult to price your artwork. It's one of the hardest things about this, I think. So even still, other artists have told me that I way underprice my own works. But I also realize that it's selling, and for now, it's okay. Maybe in the future, I'm going to put the prices higher, but it's working for me. I have enough time to create all of the orders. I'm gaining enough income from that. So for me, it's fine. Yeah. What I think that works for me as well is to have really different prices in my store. You know, like, for example, okay, I'm going to put numbers on this. Don't judge me. I know it's kind of cheap. So I'm going to put numbers on this. So for example, my custom painted shirts, they range normally between 100 and 150 euros. But that's, of course, that's a luxury. That's a person approaching with their own idea that I have to design, I have to paint. Normally it's pretty detailed. So that takes a lot of time. So those are the pricier items from my store. But then, for example, whenever I feel like experimenting with new techniques or making just sometimes I just make really quick designs that take me about an hour to create, just so that there can be something for everyone. So those ones, for example, would go anywhere between 35 and 50 euros. So that can be a price range that is more available to the general public. And that's just something quick and fun for me to create. So I don't mind not making so much money on it. But so that in my store, there's a little something for everyone, you know? If you can't afford something for more than 100 euros, there's still something for you, which I know that, which of course depends on your techniques and how much time you spend on it. Like, if you spend 10 hours on it, obviously ask more than 30 euros for it. But that's what I found that works for me. And I think it's a good idea to have different prices in your store so that everyone can find something for them, if that makes sense. So that's it. It's as simple as that. Of course, there's a lot of work to it. I've spent years and countless hours in creating my brand, my social media presence, and making sales. But eventually it's going to pay off if that's really what you want. If you want to make money with your art, with your brand, that's what you have to do. You have to be strong. And you have to push through the bad days that I know they're going to be there when you think that, oh, this is not working. I haven't made any sales in a week, in a month. I've literally had 3 months without making any sales, wanting to give up. But no, don't give up. Keep going. It's going to work out. If you want to learn how to paint with bleach or hear a bit more about my art process and these kind of artist talks, then give me a follow.